Sani Banani, good people. Welcome to The People's Voice, the podcast where we talk about the real issues, the ones that shape our everyday lives as South Africans. Today, we take a hard look at a story that touches every home in our nation. Unemployment. Not just the numbers, not just the percentages, but the real human struggle behind them. You see, too often, unemployment is spoken about in cold statistics. We hear figures, graphs, and quarterly reports, but we rarely hear the pain or the hope of those behind the numbers. As Hayes wrote in 2025, unemployment is a situation where a person is actively searching for work, but cannot find it. He reminds us that unemployment is not just a measure of labour, it's a mirror of the nation's economy. Right now, South Africa's unemployment rate stands at 33.2%, and among our youth, it's closer to 60%. That's more than half of our young people without work, without income, and often without hope. And with retrenchments from big companies like Goodyear and Coca-Cola, the situation only gets worse. Every lost job is a lost dream. Every statistic, a story of survival. According to Stats SA, Black South African women are the most affected. They face higher unemployment than their white, Indian and coloured counterparts. And behind these numbers lie layers of inequality, historic, social and economic. The report also speaks of discouraged job seekers, those who have stopped looking altogether, and the NEET youth, those not in employment, education or training. Graduates stand a better chance of being employed, while those without matric are left behind, often forgotten. But here's the truth. Talking alone won't solve this crisis. We need action. Government, business, and ordinary citizens must come together. Because if unemployment keeps rising, people will have less money, less spending power, and the economy will slowly suffocate. Less demand means fewer jobs. Fewer jobs mean more hunger. And that, my friends, is a recipe for unrest. Stakeholders need to protect this country from corruption, exploitation, and unfair hiring. We must strengthen our borders, protect our industries, and make sure that employment is fair and transparent. Yet corruption continues to haunt us. Just recently, we heard of the Minister of Social Development appointing her 22-year-old niece as Chief of Staff, a position far beyond her qualifications. And then there's the unspoken truth many South Africans know too well. Some jobs, it is said, require a bribe or even sexual favours. That, right there, is the face of desperation. It's the face of broken ethics. But even with all this, we cannot lose hope. We must rise. We must rebuild. We must create. Let's turn to skills development, agriculture, tutoring and entrepreneurship. Let's use what we have, where we are. And yes, let's make use of funding and training from NYDA, NSFAS, CETA and the SETAS. Our government too must step up, attract foreign investment, industrialise and open real opportunities for our people. Now, as we reflect on all this, let's not forget the power of language. Indigenous language media, isiZulu, isiXhosa, Sesotho, Setswana, Chivenda, Sitsonga, can play a powerful role in development and social change. When we speak in our own languages, we reach more people. We make the conversation real, relatable, and empowering. Indigenous languages are not backward. They are bridges to understanding, bridges to inclusion, bridges to progress. That's all for today's episode of The People's Voice. Remember, unemployment is not just an economic issue. It's a social issue, a moral issue, a national issue. Until next time, I'm your host, speaking for the people, with the people. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and keep believing in the power of change.
There's nothing as depressing as ukuhlala endlini the whole day. Oh my guys. You it's about time iqiniso manje ngeke hayi ubona ngathi awunampilo ubona ngathi umhlaba ukushayile ulala ushintsha amakhona no.
If you're curious about unemployment in South Africa, you've come to the right place. Let's dive in. South Africa's unemployment rate is a whopping 32.6%. That's nearly 1 in 3 people out of work. Why? There are several reasons. Education gaps, economic issues, and the lingering effects of apartheid all play a role. Plus, the global pandemic didn't help either. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are solutions out there. Government programs, private sector initiatives, and community projects are working hard to turn things around. Young people are getting skills training, small businesses are finding support, communities are coming together. It's a tough road, but every step counts. With collective effort and innovative solutions, we can build a future where everyone has the chance to work, grow, and thrive. Together, we can make a difference. Let's do this, South Africa.
I'm a living example of the unemployment rate growing in SA. As you can see, my sister over there, she too is unemployed. She's very unemployed. She seems to be quite unemployed there, and she's trying to cover her sorrows of unemployment. Yes. I'm gonna put it on TikTok. Leave me alone.